2008 to 2022 is just on again, off again?
Yes. Really to about 2019. That's when I found out about Homegirl.
What moment was like the last moment? That was the last text that he sent that they showed on the reunion?
That wasn't the last text. That was the last occurrence. There's a difference.
So that's just the last situation, and there's more texting after that situation.
Yeah.
So on my interview, that was the story. The story was she hit me up looking for you and asked for you specifically.
A title closer.
Right, a title closer specifically asked for you. And
Question, how do we get to a title closer when you don't even have a mortgage broker? This is Meda from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, and you're tuned in to the SUAVV Sessions.
Okay, so thank you for coming on. You know, we definitely appreciate your presence. You hit me up after the first clip went out.
Yeah.
You said that was cute, but that's not the truth. So I told you then I would give you the same platform to say your side, because I think that's only fair.
Yeah.
Especially as a journalist, I can't just put one side out and shut the other side down.
Right.
So where do we
start? Just start anywhere.
I'll say, where do we start with this? When did you come into the young Joc picture? Let's start there.
Well, I worked for a record label, and I had an artist that did a collaboration with him.
Okay.
And we were shooting the video out in California, and he was on set. And so I was just making sure that everybody was good. I went into his trailer to say, it's time. This is the time you're going to come on. This is what we need. The stylist, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's about to come to you. And he was just staring at me while I was talking to him. He wasn't saying anything. He just kept staring at me. And then he was like, "You are so beautiful." And usually when I'm in work mode, because I'm usually the only female on set, on the tour bus, here, there, I totally ignore it. It goes through one ear and it goes out the other. It means nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Right. Hearing it, So I was like, hi, okay, well, make sure you get on set, and I left. So at the end of the video, he gave me his information, and he was like, if you're ever in Atlanta, hit me up.
Where were you living at the time?
I lived in New York City.
Okay.
So I ended up maybe a couple months later coming to Atlanta, and I would hit him for business. Maybe like 3-4 times I came to Atlanta, like within a couple months, and it was platonic. He would pick me up, take me out, take me to the studio, show me some new endeavors he had going on, take me to a bar, take me to a comedy show. It was like just on some, he would flirt, but he didn't really come at me, like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I started to feel comfortable around him, like I would laugh until I cried, like, you know what I'm saying? It was easy. So one time after that, I came to Atlanta, and I was staying with one of my girlfriends, and we had a huge argument, and I didn't have anybody else in Atlanta. And I called him, and I was like, me and her had an argument. I'm just in the street. Can you just give me where I should go, what I should do? And he was like, no, don't worry. I got 5 rooms at this hotel. We're staying here for some reason. You can have one of the rooms. And I was like, really? You sure? I'll pay you for it, whatever. He was like, no, you good. I'll just give you a key. And he gave me a key, and I came to the room. I went to sleep. When I woke up, there he was. I saw him. And I think that was the time that we sort of kind of we might have made out or something. Like, I know we didn't go all the way, but you know, we had a little bit because he was there for me or whatever. And then we went to LA and we spent the day together. I was doing some parties for the BET Awards or MTV Awards, something like that. And I invited him to come to the party with me. And I spent the whole day. We went to the mall, we hung out, we was at the hotel, we chilled. And that was like how we got started. And then every time I would, you know, come to Atlanta, he would come to New York, or I would be like, I'm in this city, he's in this city. And that was our relationship.
Okay. Do you know what his relationship status was at that time? Like,
I did not know his relationship status at that time. I honestly was in like that part of me in the music business where I was just like really on top of it, traveling, doing what I had to do. I would say I was at that point in my life where I really didn't, well, I still don't ask questions, but I don't ask too many questions. I feel like if there's something that you want me to know, you should let me know. Plus, I'm not trying to be in a committed relationship with you. I got my career. So you fun, I like you, you safe. We'll get up when we get up. And if there's something important, you need to tell me.
Right.
So I did not know what his situation is. However, I was in Florida one time and he was in Florida, Miami. And he was like, you should come hang out with me. And I had my artist with me. And I was like, come with me to this event. He just invited me someplace. And when I got there, he introduced me to his wife. And that's how I met his wife and knew he was
This is
married.
the previous wife.
Yes. That's how I found out he was married.
Okay. So, okay. So you find out he's married from another event that he invited you to after there's already a consistent pattern of doing the doing.
Yeah.
Doing the doing. Cool. Got you. You find out he's married. It doesn't stop?
Yeah, it stops.
Okay.
It
So
definitely stops.
And then it picks back up later on.
Later on, he hits me and he tells me he's divorced or something like that. And just so you know, I was married too.
Okay.
But I was separated.
Okay.
I separated in 2006, but I didn't get my divorce until 2010. But we lived separately. We had separate lives, like, you know.
So what year is this that we're starting?
2008.
Joc's 2008.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So 2008 to 2022 is just on again, off again?
Yes. Really to about 2019. That's when I found out about Homegirl.
Okay. So 2019, you find out about her. And she was allegedly like in the picture for years.
Allegedly, she was in the picture for years before that. But I mean, he was in the picture with mad women. How was I supposed to know she was special? There was Lisa, Angela, Renee.
Okay. Okay. So 2019, you find out that she's there. And he's still coming back and forth to you with her there? He will fly me out, or he would come to where I was at in New York, New Jersey area. He even at one point asked me to move to Atlanta. So you were still living in New York?
Yeah. I lived in New York all the way until 2019.
Okay. So you get to Atlanta, and then what moment was like the last one? That was the last text that he sent that they showed on the reunion?
That wasn't the last text. That was the last occurrence. There's a difference.
So that's just the last situation, and there's more texting after that situation.
Yeah.
So when's the last text?
The last text, I mean, he's who he is. I mean, you know, he would hit me and be like, I miss you, or whatever. But I wouldn't really bite the situation, because at this point now I know that you have a situation. But he always kept the door open. If I wanted to bite, I could have.
So interesting. Like in the text thread that they sent,
Mm-hmm.
One of the texts said, "I love you.
Mm-hmm.
I'll always love you.
Mm-hmm. I still love you.
I still love you."
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, it was the "Come make love to me" text.
Mm-hmm.
But we're all skipping over the "I still love you."
Yes, everyone's skipping over the "I love you." Yeah, because "Come make love to me" is more important than loving someone, I guess.
So it's not like this is not like a fling side piece, random sex kind of situation. There's like feelings involved.
Well, let me put it like this. If there was any chance that I could have taken him seriously, perhaps we would have went someplace. But we've had 2008 to 2019 is a long time to be on and off dating somebody back and forth. And he's a great guy. You understand? He's a gentleman. He's funny. He's great to be around. I'm not taking nothing away from him. He is somebody that you can fall in love with when you're in front of him.
Right.
However, when you leave from in front of him, he's going to be him. And I've had my fair share of heartache or whatever it is that came to the picture with him already. So I already know what I was dealing with. So I took him as he came. Okay. In my heart, I chose not to take him seriously, but I liked being around him. He was safe and he was comfortable. So I kept seeing him, knowing what it was, if you can understand that.
Right. So I guess from different perspectives, when someone would say, like, if you knew, why would you continue in this situation, relationship kind of thing with him while he's in this committed relationship?
No, I didn't. I was never with him when he was in a committed relationship that I knew of.
So when you found out about him and her,
we never got back up together after that.
So all this was just happening up until you found out about her.
Yeah, we've never been together after she came into my picture. We've never been together.
Got you. So that last text that you got, or the last encounter you had with him, you still didn't know about who she was.
Mm-mm. Not like even if let's just say somebody said, I think he dates some girl named whatever. Mm-hmm. Why does that mean anything to me? I'm always hearing that he's dating somebody. Oh, this girl. Oh, he slept with this person. Oh, he's seen that person. Oh, why does any name sound important to me unless he says, oh, I'm in this type of situation right now. I have a serious situation right now. Or if somebody came to me and said, oh, do you know he's engaged or that's the only way I would know, because I'm always hearing of a girl. Got you.
So how did you hear it? Did you hear it from him that he was in a serious relationship, or did it come from someone else?
I believe that I can't remember exactly. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I did hear that. I think I was getting ready to do the show, because I don't know if you knew, I did an episode of the show.
I didn't know that.
Back then, yes, me and him have a scene together. So that even goes on for her to be like she didn't know about me. We're in a whole scene together 2 years ago. We throw a whole thing together. He does a whole green screen about me and him. So I didn't just come from nowhere.
Okay.
And
so, but you and Spice are mutual friends. Like, you and Spice are friends. Joc and Spice are friends. Mm-hmm. So, like, did everyone else know that this was happening, or is this like something y'all kept?
I've never. This is new to me. I've never told my business ever in life. Like,
got you.
Other than my child's husband, child's father, my ex-husband, mm-hmm. and maybe like one more person. Nobody knows who I'm dealing with. You got to understand, again, I was in the music industry. I was traveling. I was doing what I was doing. My thing is, everybody's business is their business. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Right. When I got with him, it was what it was. I went about my business. It wasn't nothing for the world to know, because I wasn't making it serious. However, me and Spice being around each other, like I said, we didn't get up physically after I found out about her, but we would have conversations, probably about business, probably about that. And she would see us on the phone, not knowing what we're talking about.
This is Spice or this is Kendra?
Spice would see us, me and him, on the phone.
Okay, gotcha.
And it was platonic pretty much at that point. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't trying to do nothing, being that he publicly announced somebody. I wasn't trying to play myself, right? So, but we would speak on the phone and laugh and joke or whatever. And she would be like, I'd be like, it's nothing. I just kept saying, it's nothing. Like, it's not nothing going on. It's nothing going on. Like, what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. And then one day she was like, you sure? Because I just feel like why, y'all seem so cool with each other. And I'm like, I've known him forever. That's why we're so cool.
Right.
I was like, we don't mess with each other no more, but we have a friendship. And so she was like, well, what do you mean? I said, I was messing with him. I've messed with him for a whole bunch of years, on and off. And she was like, but he was with homegirl. I was like, I don't know nothing about that. Do you understand what I'm saying? And so she felt when the wedding came about that perhaps it was news to her. So she didn't really know how to take it. Like, dang, this girl is inviting me to her wedding, and it seems like they may have some time that overlapped. So she went to her other friend and was like, I don't know what to do. But it wasn't something that I was like, oh, let me put this on the internet. Let me tell some people. Let me just broadcast this to the world. I haven't been telling anybody all these years. Why was I going to tell them now? Like, you understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So I just told my friend. I think I'm allowed to tell my friend.
No, absolutely. Because that's your safe space. So
right.
So when he sends a text message, he sent the Uber. Mm-hmm. So that came out as well. Mm-hmm. So he sends you an Uber, you get an Uber, y'all meet, y'all do
whatever we do. Yeah.
Whatever y'all do.
Mm-hmm.
Afterwards, you find out that he's in this relationship. Mm-hmm. You cut ties. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you ask him for a reference for someone to do business with.
Yes. So I was getting a house, and everyone just kept saying he knows this girl who she's an excellent mortgage broker.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh God. Okay, let me just call him and ask him. So I literally text him and I said, do you know? And I say the lady's name. This lady, I need a mortgage broker. You know, everybody's saying you know her. Could you just connect me with her? So some time was going by and he didn't connect me. So I hit him back again. Do you know this lady? Like, I really need it really fast. I got to get a mortgage approval, like all of this stuff, a pre-approval. Can you connect me with this lady? And then he connects me with her, his fiance. And I'm like, I didn't ask for her. In my head, I'm like, I didn't ask for her. I asked for a mortgage broker. I don't think she's a mortgage broker. But then he gives me her phone number and tells me to call her.
So you didn't contact him asking him for her information?
Negative. I would never. This is why I didn't even call her. I just said thank you and I kept it moving. Found another mortgage broker. I'm not about to do that.
So on my interview, that was the story. The story was she hit me up looking for you and asked for you specifically.
A title closer.
Right, a title closer specifically asked for you. And
question, how do we get to a title closer when you don't even have a mortgage broker? But go ahead.
Okay. So he says when you hit him up, he said he gave you the rundown of what was going to happen and what couldn't happen, and he's not going to disrespect his relationship because this is who she is, and you know, I'm going to tell her this and that about us to make sure she's fully aware of whatever's going on. Mm-hmm. That conversation happens.
He says 2 lines. He says, I'm going to tell you, he said something like, I let her know about us because I wanted to be upfront. That's it. That's all he says. And
So,
I said, good for you. Thank you. That was the gist of the conversation. And I could read it verbatim because it's in my phone. I say, hey, I need that pre-approval letter, please, ASAP. I go on to ask him, do you know a specific person? Her last name is specific name. Then I hit him again. Please don't forget me. I said, I lost the place because he never hit me back. Then I said, good morning. Looking at new houses this weekend. Reminder, I need that mortgage broker, please. I said, I found something. Are you going to help me or no? I don't want to lose another house. He says, her number, her name, her number, his fiance. She is not a mortgage broker. He says, I told her we have dealt in the past, had to be honest. Her team is certified. Okay, good for you. Thank you. That was it. He said in his interview with you, he gave her my number because he wanted her to have control of the situation and do what she do and blah, 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 blah. And that he gave me this whole speech about her. And for me, you know, everybody's like, oh, why are you being messy? This was so old. Why are you bringing it up? I just, my character means everything to me, right? It means everything to me. I can keep anything that anybody says to me, but do not call me a liar and don't sit here trying to make me look stupid. At the end of the day, just own up to whatever it is, say sorry and move forward. Don't try to throw me under the bus and assassinate my character because I have worked too hard and too long to build my character for you to come and tear it down. So now I'm backed against the wall.
and you gotta.
And I gotta fight to prove what really happened or my innocence or my part or this or that.
So when Kendra finds out about you on the show, when she finds out about you on the show, she starts questioning the timeline.
Mm-hmm.
On the episode, you said you lied about the timeline then because you were trying to defend Joc because you didn't really know what was going on.
I technically never lied about a timeline. I may have omitted words, but I never lied.
Okay.
There's a difference. I didn't say what actually happened on certain times, or I used my words specifically so it didn't say certain things, but I never lied.
Okay. So
I said me and him did not physically have sexual intercourse, but we did do something else. So I just used my words correctly.
and that was that last
Yes.
situation, 2019.
Yes.
Okay. Since said last situation, there's still text messages, and this is supposedly like when they're in the off again, on again moments of their relationship.
Allegedly, they're on a break here and there. That's what they say.
And during the breaks, he hits you up.
Allegedly.
During the alleged breaks, he hits you up.
Alleged breaks, yes. I felt like I was always the person, like if he was going through something, or I didn't really watch the show, so that's probably why I didn't know about him and her, because I lived in New York and I was on the road a lot, and I didn't have cable. Like even with this show, I didn't really see it. I saw clips. Whatever was on the internet is what I saw. And it's not like, we're talking about Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? Was it trending? I'm not sure it was trending, right? I don't think it was trending news. They got together, right?
I don't think so.
I don't even think when they got engaged, it was trending. So it's not something that my friends would talk about or be like, girl, guess what? Guess who got together? No, it's not nothing my friends would talk about. They don't even care about nothing like that, right? So, I could always tell though when his taping was done, because I would always get a phone call seeking something real or familiar.
So at the end of a season, he would hit you up.
I could feel when it was over. You know what I'm saying? Because he would be back. Like during the season, he would got to do what he got to do, and with whoever his person was that he was dealing with on the show or whatever he was going through, he would be a little, I get a text message here and there, but when it was done, that's when he wanted to see me. That's when he wanted me to come. That's when it was like,
Yeah.
He was ready for me.
When it starts exposing on the show, what's your thought? How did you get pulled into this on the show? Like, how did you even arrive back on the show and say, this is my friend Meda, this is what's going on? How?
Well, again, remember I was on the show before with him. So this whole story was supposed to, transform from back then.
So somebody hit you up to bring you on for that specific line?
No, I do come from the music industry.
Okay.
So I've been in the game for a long time. I've worked with everybody you could think of. I'm probably one of the, the most seasoned music industry people on the show right now.
Okay.
So when they called me, that's mostly what they spoke about at first. Like, oh, we did our research on you. You've done this. You've been in the game. You was an A&R. You was a product manager. You was this. You was a manager. You worked with this artist, that artist. Da, 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 da. Tell us about that. That was the real in. And then it was, oh, and we heard you used to mess with so and so, and this is love and hip hop.
Right.
And I probably didn't tape as much as I could have that first season because I was torn.
Okay.
Like in who I am, what I became, how far I've come, my friendship with him. It was just a torn situation.
Okay.
But it played out anyway. Even though I tried to not get it to play out, it still played out because then Spice started to question it. So as much as I tried not to play it out, it still came out. Like it just, whatever is in the dark, it's gonna come to light regardless of how you want it to.
Got it. Because I think from, again, just watching, it's like, how did we get here? Like, how did this drop into, I guess, their wedding season kind of thing?
Well, it was somebody from the previous season before that had brought it up. But again, it never came out because things changed. That person wasn't on the show anymore. Things changed. So I thought it was, you know what I'm saying, wasn't going to really come out, like,
Okay.
But it still happened.
Have you spoken to Joc since the reunion?
No, I have not.
Okay. Has he reached out to you since the reunion?
No.
Okay.
We're probably in a scary place right now, so it's not going to be no reaching out to nobody.
Okay. When they came to your restaurant downtown.
Mm-hmm.
You showed Kendra the printout of the text messages then.
Yeah.
Joc said that could have been photoshopped. You showed the text message thread on your phone during a reunion.
Said phone, yes.
You showed the thread then. He confirms it's his phone number, confirms the text messages happened, says nothing happened. From then moving on, basically, as a dude, you're like, dude, you're caught.
Right.
They got you.
No, just let it go. Apologize to the lady.
They got you.
Don't think I'm a woman at the end of the day. So this has happened to me. What exactly has happened to her? It has happened to me, and I'm sure it has happened to many women. So as a woman, I do sympathize with what she's going through. It just so happens that I'm the bearer of this thing on the other end, and I'm caught defending myself in this situation. But at the end of the day, it could have been over so long ago. Like, just own it and keep it moving.
So on the reunion, you apologized to Kendra and said,
I do not apologize to her because I didn't do anything wrong. She apologized to me. I apologized to Erica. I didn't apologize to homegirl. Okay. She apologized to me because she kept calling me a cap ass, cap, you capping, you cap. And when the truth came out, she was like, you got me calling this girl a liar and calling her all kind of cap. And she said, I apologize for that. That's it. I didn't have nothing to apologize for. Number one, I don't owe her anything. She's not my friend.
So when the way they edited it makes it seem like you were apologizing to Kendra.
Negative. You should watch that over again. Never did I apologize. I didn't do anything wrong. She apologizes to me in it. The only scene where I apologize is to Erica.
Okay.
I apologize to Erica for what happened between us. And I say, I've been through this before. You know what I'm saying? I felt your pain. It was weighing on my heart. And I apologize to Erica.
So you were talking to Erica, not Kendra?
No.
Okay. That's a lot.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't feel like I owed her an apology. He owes her an apology. He owes her an apology. He wasn't real with her. He wasn't real with me. We got caught in the crossfire. I don't owe her anything. I feel sorry for what she's going through as a woman, but I don't owe her anything.
Gotcha.
I mean, as a man, do you think I owe her something?
I think Joc is the one in the wrong in all of this because you're kind of the person in control and it's your situation. So where everything falls down at is where you stepped out on your girl.
Right. And I'm one of how many. So I'm just saying, like, if I don't know that you have somebody in your life that's important, then I'm going to carry my life on like I usually do. This is what I'm used to doing for this many years with this man.
Yeah.
You have to say, okay, we can't do this no more because this is what's going on in my life. I'm, want to respect her. She's important to me. I know what we have and, we got love, but I'm going to be respectful to my lady. You need to say that to me so I could say, all right, bro, see you when I see you.
Right. And that conversation hasn't happened.
It didn't happen.
I don't even know where to, like...
So, when I started to find out that he actually had somebody that was important to him from everybody else, not from him, I was like, oh, okay, I'm happy because at the end of the day, it's not a choice that I chose. From what we went through in our past dealings, I knew in my heart I could never go that way.
Yeah.
I knew that he will always be somebody that I have love for, but never somebody I could be in love with, because I didn't want to do that to my heart.
Right.
I didn't want to be in her place. So I chose early not to.
Okay. Where does Meda go from this point?
I mean, Meda's single and Meda's mingling, you know. So, you know, I've been single, so my life goes on. You know what I'm saying? For me to meet that person in my life that I could trust, that's my friend, that I can love and feel safe with and be comfortable with, but all the way comfortable.
Gotcha. If Joc calls your phone, do you answer at this point, or would you answer at this point?
That is a great question. I would answer probably, if I'm gonna be honest with myself. But it's not gonna go in any direction that, like, any kind of malicious direction at all.
Gotcha.
Again, and I'm gonna be clear. I don't care if we argue, if we fight, like a sibling, like a friend. I go through stuff with people in my life all the time. I know who he is. I've known him longer than she's known him. I've known him longer than a lot of people. You understand what I'm saying? I know who he is. I know who my friends are. I take the time to know who the people in my life are. So I'm not surprised by anything he does. You understand what I'm saying? And I chose to have love for him based on who he was. So I accepted him as the person that he is. So I will always have love for him, no matter how much we fight and argue. I am just not in love with him. There's a difference.
That clears up some things too.
Yes.
That clears up some things.
I do not want to be with him. I don't want to be in a relationship with him. I am fine having love from him from afar. If we ever get to that place that we could all be in the same room, I will have respect for her as his wife, because I'm you know what I'm saying? I've been a wife. I know what it's like, what she's going through. It's sad that we're going through this right now and that I'm on the other end. I feel bad that I'm on the other end because I was her before. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's sad that I have to choose between being in her shoes and being in mine, and I just have to clear up my name because, again, I worked way too hard for my name. And while they can go on and be married and be happy and have kids and raise whatever they want, I still am stuck with my name. So I got to clear and keep my name going.
Right. All right. So the story is not necessarily how it was told.
The story is not necessarily how it was told. And I mean, you know, sometimes you fight with yourself. Like, do I leave well enough alone and just have everybody call me all types of stuff?
Mm-hmm.
You know? Or do I fight for myself? And for a lot of years, I never fought back. I just let people say whatever they want to say. But I'm done being that person. Like, I'm done having everybody say what they want to say. Nobody knows me. I've been a quiet, secret person my entire life because I've worked with the best of them. And when you work with the best of them, it's secrets everywhere. And in order to be in that circle, you got to be able to keep your mouth shut. So that has been my spew my entire life, just keeping everything under the wraps. But what I'm not going to do is I'm just not going to have anybody walk all over me. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm not going to be talked to recklessly any type of way. I'm just not doing it.
That's that. That is that. Thank you. Thank you for clarity.
You know, and it's a lot, you know, it's a lot of people that just feels like, again, I'm on the show because of my situation with him. And it's like, please go do your homework. Like, I've been in this game for a long time. Half of these fly-by-night musicians that come on these shows that decided they wanted to be an artist yesterday, please, okay? I have been on in this game forever with the best of them.
Enough said.